Hi Aquarius, welcome to June. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy, create some sacred space around this reading. And before I start the reading, I also want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel, liking the videos, subscribing, taking the time out to comment. And for those who have ordered readings, I really appreciate your support. Thank you. I've enjoyed working with all of you. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here doing these videos. And I hope, and if you're new, welcome. I hope everyone's enjoying the videos and enjoying the readings. I hope these readings are a help to you. So let's see what's happening for June. We have a new moon in Gemini, which is favorable to your sign. That's on the 3rd. And we have a full moon in Sagittarius. And that's going to be on the 17th. So let's see what's happening. Let's see what the cards say about Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of June? What's coming up for Aquarius? What is coming up? What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships? What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of June? The 5 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Magician, the Star, the Page of Swords, the Sun, the 4 of Swords, the 7 of Wands, the Justice card, and the 3 of Cups. Okay, so you start the month out with the 5 of Pentacles crossed by the Ace of Swords. So you might be feeling a little bit isolated at the beginning of June. This is a card of feeling like you're cut off from people, or you might be going through a depression, feeling depressed, feeling maybe there's some instability in terms of finances, feeling that you're not good enough, having some issues around self-esteem. This is a card of, it's like you want to be part of something, but you're feeling like you're not part of, like you're out on the outside, looking in. And a part of that is feeling like I won't be accepted. I want to be part of this. I want to be in this relationship. I want to be part of this group, but I don't know that they'll accept me. It's like there's like a self-esteem issue. And it could be because of a depression, like you're feeling isolated. Maybe you've been working too hard and you've been cutting yourself off from people, and it's kind of getting to you, and you're feeling like going through some type of depression. Now you have the Ace of Swords here crossing this energy. So you're going to get fired up where you're going to decide to take action, or you're going to decide, because the aces mean new beginnings, and the Ace of Swords is a new way of thinking, a new beginning in thought, a new ideas. You're getting new ideas to get you out of this state. So you come into June maybe feeling a little bit down and isolated, but then you're not going to stay there, because the Ace of Swords is like, I've got to change my life. I've got to change my situation. What can I do? I've got to come up with new ideas. And you're very talented, Aquarius. Aquarius thinks out of the box. You have a lot of, you're the king of and queen of innovation. So the Magician, you have the Magician here. This is the card that represents you have the tools and the skills to manifest anything that you want. You just have to focus. You have to decide, what is it that I want? Focus on getting there. You can have it. You have the Star in the reading. And you have the Sun. I mean, there's so many good cards. So this energy was kind of like almost not fitting. But what it tells me is that you're coming out of a dark time. You're coming out of a time where you needed to take time out to heal and recharge. And maybe deal with some issues of depression or loneliness. Maybe because you've isolated yourself from people, you've fallen into kind of a rut or a depression. But that's all going to change. Because you have the star here. The star gives hope. The Magician, if you just use your talents, if you could just activate yourself to utilize your talents, utilize your skills, you're going to be experiencing a change in your situation. You're not going to be depressed for long. You're not going to be financially insecure for long. I mean, maybe you're having some problem. Maybe you were having some financial problems, and now you've decided to take action and do something about it. And you can change your life, but it's not going to change unless you take action. And so in June, you're deciding to take action. You're coming up with ideas and thoughts and new beginnings. The Page of Swords here. Now this is a card of, okay, so you may want to embark on a new path, and you're checking everything out really carefully. Checking all the details, doing a lot of research, how do I go about doing this and that. You might have some new ideas that require detailed investigation. This can also be a card where you have to have a difficult conversation with someone. So if you're in a relationship and it's not giving you what you need, and you're feeling isolated and cut off from someone, maybe you need to talk to them and say, hey, tell them what you need. You might have to, or if someone's abusing your kindness, you might have to have a conversation with someone. If someone's overstepping their boundaries, because here you have this card, the Seven of Wands, where you're standing your ground, you're setting your boundary. You're telling people, no, this is what I want, I'm not changing, this is what, this is my position. So you may have to, people might test your boundaries in June, and you may have to stand up for what you believe in. But the outcome is positive. You have the Sun here. The Page of Swords can also mean gossip or spying. So you want to be careful, make sure that whatever you're doing, it's not illegal, because things can come out. Or if you're hearing gossip, don't pay attention to gossip. Go to the source. Just watch your back in case someone's ratting you out or something like that. But other than that, the Sun, I think that this energy is more you checking into things. So if you started a new relationship, for example, if you're in a relationship, you might be really checking this person. Is this person really good for me? Is this someone I want to get involved with? The Sun can mean meeting someone that you can have a lot of fun with, that you can do some fun things with. You might even be doing work that you love. I feel like there's a lot of new beginnings coming in June where your life is changing and you're coming out of a period of isolation, and you're going to be more active in June than you have been in the past several months. Because you have this Four of Swords here. You've been kind of the hermit. You've been healing from something. You've been needing rest. So you could be recovering from an illness, or you could be just recharging because you put a lot of energy into something and now you're just exhausted and you need to pull back and rest. But that's not going to be permanent. That's changing. Because with the Sun is like you're going to be having fun in June. The Sun means whatever problems you've been experiencing in the past, you can overcome them, and the Sun's going to come out. It's going to be okay. So don't worry. Don't stress your mind with worry. You have the upper hand. If there's a competitive situation in your life, you can overcome any obstacles. So whatever you feel is blocking you right now, it's not going to be permanent. And then you have the Justice card. So you could be dealing with an air sign, maybe a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius like yourself. But the Justice card means a decision is going to go in your favor. So if you're looking to partner with someone and you're not sure how they feel, or you're not sure, like if you're looking for a job and you're waiting to hear an answer, the Justice card usually means that the decision will go in your favor. It could also mean a favorable outcome of some type of legal situation. And more importantly, on the higher level, it's a card of karma. So you've paid your dues, and now it's time for good things to come into your life. So things are shifting. The energy is going to be shifting. And you have the Three of Cups here. This is a card of celebration and success and birth. So whatever you're putting your energy into, it's going to give birth to something. You're going to be connecting with people. It's going to be more of a social time. I feel like that June is going to be more social for you than perhaps May or April has been. I feel like you've been kind of isolated, or just resting, or kind of being withdrawing from getting together with people. You've been keeping to yourself a lot, but that's going to change, because you're going to start to see things improve in your life, and it's going to give you hope. You're going to start to see some of your goals come to fruition. If there's a relationship issue, you could be celebrating, either making a commitment or connecting with someone and having fun, just going out on dates and just enjoying yourself. It's going to be more social. So let's see what these stars have to say. Okay, yep, you have a new moon in the 5th house. So that could be a new romance. It could bring romance to your life. It could bring creativity. You could be getting together with people and working on an art project, or working on a music project, or dance, or creative writing. Whatever it is that you're going to be, it's a creative self-expression. The 5th house is about creative self-expression. It could even be a birth for some of you, because it's also the house of children. So if you don't want kids, you know what you need to do. So be careful. But I think you're going to be having more fun in June, because this new beginning is in your 5th house, and that's the fun house in the zodiac. Neptune's in the 2nd house. It's squaring the new moon. So you want to be careful that you don't overspend money, or you don't get caught up in some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. Like somebody might say, hey, let's do this, and before you know it, you're spending all this money just having fun, and you're not watching your finances. Neptune, in the positive sense, Neptune can mean making money through some type of creative project, some type of art project. You have Jupiter in the 11th, so I feel like your friends are going to get you out of your rut. You're going to be socializing with different groups of people. And Venus is in your 4th house. So you could be working on your home to beautify your home. You could be having people over to do some creative projects at home. You could be working on some type of creative project from home. You could even be having some type of romance that's home-based. Like you meet someone and you wind up hanging at home, inviting someone over to your house for dinner. So there's a lot. I think you're going to have more fun in June. You could have a new beginning, and it could be because you're meeting you're in a new relationship, or you're creating a new beginning in an existing relationship. Pluto and Saturn are traveling through your 12th house. And with Venus in the 4th house, Venus is trining Pluto and Saturn. So this would be a good time to overcome any fears you have about connecting with someone on an emotional level. And there could be some issues around your early childhood, or issues around your relationship with your mother, that you can actually heal right at this time, and create a home that's more nurturing. It has more love, where you feel nurtured and loved. In June, on the 17th, we're going to have the full moon, and that's going to be across from the 11th to the 5th house. So the moon will be in the 11th house, the sun will be in the 5th house. something is coming to completion. You might be finishing up a creative project. You might be meeting someone, like maybe a friendship could turn to love in June. At the same time, you have Mars and Mercury in the 6th house, so you're working really hard. So you're going to have to balance, the fun with the work, because when Mars is in the 6th house, you may feel like it's all work and no play. But all this energy in the 5th house is going to get you out of the work mode. Maybe you've been working too hard and you need a break. You need to take a break and have some fun in June. You could be signing some contracts or dealing with contracts, or on the job, or communicating more on the job. There could be some power struggles at work. Just be careful that you're not overly sacrificing yourself, that you're not taking on too much in June, and giving too much to a relationship where the other person can actually do something for themselves. You might be overextending yourself. So just be careful of that. Because Mars opposing Pluto, that's a kind of a volatile energy. So if you have any hidden resentments, because Mars, there could be someone, like, if you have any issues with authority figures at work or any kind of, you should really talk to them and resolve it. Don't just stew. Don't be angry and not speak up, because otherwise your anger will come out in unhealthy ways, like passive aggression, sarcasm, power struggles. So it would be a good time to communicate and to have that healing conversation. You have it in the chart here, in the cards, the Page of Swords. The only thing, there's success all over this reading. So don't be afraid to bring up an uncomfortable conversation. Don't be afraid to have that uncomfortable conversation. If something needs to be said, don't keep it hidden. Communicate what's bothering you so that you can heal the issue, and then you can be celebrating. You might be like feeling isolated from friends and family or people that are close to you, even a loved one, because you're not willing to talk about the issues. Like there's like an elephant in the room. So you need to talk, you need to communicate, and I'm telling you, it will lead to a favorable outcome. So don't be afraid to have that conversation, because you'll be celebrating. You're going to realize in June how much support you have, that you have people around you that want to see you happy and want to see you successful and are there for you. But you've been isolating yourself. So you have to kind of stop that. And it could be that you were going through a period of negative thinking. So think positive and communicate your needs, because Aquarius can sometimes be very independent. Like, I don't need anybody, I don't want to put anybody out, I don't want anybody to go out of their way for me, but you're always there for everybody else. Sometimes you have to ask for what you need. But definitely I feel like that June is going to end on a high note. The only thing you have to do is stand your ground, speak your truth, and you'll be amazed at the response that you get. It's going to be favorable. So don't be afraid to bring up those issues. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Aquarius. And if you'd like a private reading, you can just click on the link in the description box and we can be working together. In the meantime, look what's coming your way in June, the sun. Get out in the sun. Have some fun in June. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.